going to make the top of his boots. So back with our brown yarn, I'm going to do a slip knot onto hook, and I'm going to chain 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Now into the second chain from hook, I'm going to do a single crochet, and I'm going to do a single crochet in all of these other chains. So we'll have 14 single crochets at the end of this row. And at the end of this row, I'm going to chain 1, turn my work and single crochet back across all the stitches. I can fasten off my work. I'm going to leave a bit of a longer tail to sew it into place. And if I bring Captain America back in, you can see I've already done one of the cuffs. So I'm going to attach the yarn tail onto my needle. And I'm going to wrap the cuff, or the top of the boot, around the colour change on his legs. And I'm going to secure into place by sewing. Whilst I'm at this point, I also wanted to share a quick tip with you. Sometimes in your work, if you overstuff or if your stitches aren't tight enough, you might get gaps where you can see the stuffing through. And this doesn't bother most people, but if you do want to correct that, whilst I've got my yarn tail and the same colour on my needle, I'm going to take the work down to the place where I can see a gap, and I'm going to sew underneath it to fill that space with the same colour. So then that gap where the white stuffing is showing through is less visible. And it just makes it look a little bit tidier. Now for his arms. With red cotton or red yarn, I'm going to slip knot onto hook, and I'm going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. Into the second chain from hook, I'm going to do 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. For the next round, I want to increase from 6 stitches to 9. To do that, I'm going to single crochet into one stitch and then do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So I'm going to single crochet for 1, and increase in the next stitch for 2 and 3. Single crochet 4, increase in the next stitch for 5 and 6, single crochet for 7, and increase in the last stitch for 8 and 9. So I now have 9 stitches, and I'm going to single crochet around these 9 stitches for 9 rows or 9 rounds. So I'll meet you back here when I'm done. After you've completed your 9 rows, we can slip stitch to join, and we can fasten off with our red yarn. Now we can bring in our blue, which we are going to join by doing our slip knot onto hook. Insert my hook into any of the stitches on the arm, yarn over and pull through. So there are 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So I've joined my blue yarn, and now I'm going to do 10 rounds of single crochet in blue. So once I've nearly finished my 10 rounds, I'll meet you back here. So after your 10 rounds of single crochet in blue, you can fasten off, leaving a yarn tail so you can sew it onto the body, and now we can stuff his arm with polyfill. And one last thing to do before we sew his arm onto his body is to create the white part that goes around the colour change. So with our white DK yarn again, I'm going to slip knot onto hook, and I'm going to chain 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. I'm going to single crochet into the second chain from hook and all other chains across. So we'll have 11 single crochets. And at the end of this row, I'm going to chain 1, turn my work and single crochet back across these 11 single crochets. Then I can join and fasten off. And just like we did with the top of his boot, I'm going to wrap this colour around the colour change of his arms. So if I bring his arms back in, I'm going to position it around the centre and sew into place. And after I've weaved the ends in, I can now attach his arm to his body. So with the blue yarn tail, I'm going to pop that onto my embroidery needle, and the first thing I'm going to do is find the back of my work, which is, this is the back and this is the front. I'm going to press the top of the arm flat and sew it closed in a sort of line, just to make it easier to attach to the doll. There we go. So I've sewn the top of his arm shut, and then if I bring in the doll, I can sew his arm onto his body. As you can see, I've already done one of his arms. So you can use any method that you want to attach, but I just pick a stitch up from the body, a stitch up from the arm, and I do that until I feel like the arm is securely attached. And I'll do it to the top and the bottom of the arm. We're now onto the home stretch with Captain America, and we have one more thing left to make, and it's his shield. So I'm going to start from the centre out, and I'm going to begin with my blue yarn and a slip knot onto my hook. Now I'm going to chain 2, so 1 and 2. Into the second chain from hook, I'm going to do 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. For the next round, I'm going to increase to 12 stitches. To do that, I'm going to do 2 single crochets into every stitch. So 1 and 2 into the first stitch, 3 and 4 into the second stitch, 5 and 6 into the third, 7 and 8 into the fourth, 9 and 10 into the fifth, 11 and 12 into the sixth. For our next row, I'm going to increase from 12 stitches to 18. To do that, I'm going to single crochet into one stitch and then do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So I'm going to single crochet for 1 and increase in the next stitch for 2 and 3. Single crochet 4, increase in the next stitch for 5 and 6. Single crochet 7, increase in the next for 8 and 9. Single crochet 10, increase in the next for 11 and 12. Single crochet 13, increase in the next stitch for 14 and 15. Single crochet 16 and increase in the last stitch of this round for 17 and 18. Now I'm going to slip stitch to join and fasten off with our blue colour. The next colour to join is red. So I'm going to slip knot onto hook again, and I'm going to find where we fastened off our last stitch, and I'm going to join my red yarn into that stitch. So I have joined my red yarn with a single crochet. So for the next round, we're going to increase from 18 stitches to 24. To do that, I'm going to single crochet into 2 stitches and then do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So I've already single crocheted for 1. So single crochet for 2 and increase in the next stitch for 3 and 4. Single crochet 5, 6 and increase in the next stitch for 7 and 8. Single crochet 9 and 10, loosen some yarn, increase in the next stitch for 11 and 12, single crochet 13, 14, increase in the next stitch for 15 and 16, single crochet 17 and 18, increase in the next stitch for 19 and 20, single crochet 21, 22 and increase in the last stitch for 23 and 24. For the next round we're going to increase from 24 stitches to 30. To do that I'm going to single crochet into 3 stitches and then do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So single crochet 1, 2 and 3, increase in the next stitch for 4 and 5. Single crochet 6, 7 and 8, increase in the next stitch for 9 and 10. Single crochet 11, 12 and 13, increase in the next stitch for 14 and 15. Single crochet 16, 17 and 18, increase in the next stitch for 19 and 20. Single crochet 21, 22, 23, increase in the next stitch for 24 and 25, and then single crochet 26, 27 and 28 and increase in the last stitch of this round for 29 and 30. So I'm going to slip stitch to join again and fasten off with our red. The next colour we will be introducing is our white colour, and we are going to introduce it whilst we are increasing from these 30 stitches to 36. So to do that we're going to single crochet into 4 stitches and then do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So first we have to add our colour. So I'm going to join my white with a single crochet. So we've done 1 single crochet. So now let's continue to single crochet for 2, 3 and 4 and increase in the next stitch for stitches number 5 and 6. Single crochet 7, 8, 9 and 10, increase in the next stitch for 11 and 12. Single crochet 13, 14, 15 and 16, increase in the next stitch for 17 and 18. Single crochet 19, 20, 21, 22 and increase in the next stitch for 23 and 24. Single crochet 25, 26, 27, 28, increase in the next stitch for 29 and 30, single crochet 31, 32, 33, 34 and increase in the last stitch for 35 and 36. So for our next round we want to increase from 36 stitches to 42. To do that I'm going to single crochet into 5 stitches and then do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So single crochet for 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, increase in the next stitch for 6 and 7. Single crochet 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, increase in the next stitch for 13 and 14, single crochet, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, an increase in the next stitch for 20 and 21, single crochet, 22, 23, 24, 20, 24, 25, 26, increase in the next stitch for 27 and 28, single crochet, 29 and 30, 31, 32, 33, increase in the next stitch for 34 and 35, now single crochet, 36, 37, 38, 39 and 40, an increase in the last stitch of this round for 41 and 42. So we can join with a slip stitch again and fasten off. So we now have one more colour change to do and one more increase round to do. So we have 42 stitches, and for the next row we want to increase to 48. To do that, we're going to single crochet into 6 stitches and then do 2 single crochets into the following stitch 6 times. So with my red yarn, I'm going to attach it for my first single crochet. So single crochet 1. Then we can continue with single crochet 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then increase in the next stitch for 7 and 8. Single crochet 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14, increase in the next stitch for 15 and 16, single crochet 17, 18, 19 and 20, 21, 22, an increase in the next stitch for 23 and 24, single crochet 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30, increase in the next stitch for 31 and 32, single crochet 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, increase in the next stitch for 39 and 40, and now single crochet for 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, and into the last stitch of this round, increase for 47 and 48. So we're now going to single crochet around these 48 stitches for 2 rounds. So 2 rounds of single crochet. So at the end of the 2 rounds, I'm going to slip stitch, and then I'm going to make a bit of a strap so that Captain America can hold his shield on his back or his arm. So I'm going to chain 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Let's check that. I want to chain just enough to touch the opposite side of his shield in the back. So 18 chains was enough, and I'm going to slip stitch into the opposite side of his shield and fasten off. So I've already weaved in all the ends from inside the shield so you could see what I was doing there. So I've only got one tail left to weave in. And then Captain America is complete. there is completed Captain America. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up now. It's free and it really helps me out. And just a quick reminder, my Etsy store is now open where you will be able to purchase this Captain America doll made here and other goodies such as memory dolls and crochet patterns. So I'll leave a link to all that down in the description box below. But thank you for joining me today, and other than that, I hope you have a beautiful day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now!